Hello. This is just me going to go over this mainly. A couple months ago, I was playing on an Ironman, and this person put a post here about how my Ironman, which was in fact 1 month old, I did have over a billion coins in my purse. And the skill average here, he said it was false because my API for skill average was off. I had Falling Tux, yes, and Blaze Armor. Legendary Blaze Pet. Yes, I had all of that on Iron Man in a month. Catacombs 22 was correct. I had about 69,000 Slayer XP and 18 minion slots. I would agree that it was stats an IRL trader. However, no, I did not IRL trade. And most of these people here were just going over how I probably did it. The truth is that the island was bugged. The save files weren't working. If I took any items out of the chest, had a guest come over to the island, and it was open for about 10 to 20 minutes, and then I left the island, and then the guest left the island. Then any items that I took out of the chest while that island was open for that period of time, if I came back to the island, they would still be in the chest, and they'd still be in my inventory. And that's how bad the dupe was. I even showed them the picture of this 2.1 billion coin Midas that I bought, proof that it was on the Iron Man, showing my co member Zoram and the guests on the island, Shikade. This is really the only picture of the island that you get to see. I had all this mutant netherwort you can see behind the item lore. I have some builder's ones, those were also full of mutant netherworts. I had my livid dagger, a flower of truth, which I had someone help me get, and I had some other stuff as well. That right there is the Midas sword. Now, as I just was showing at the very beginning of the video, if I go back to my content, I can show you that right here, I had posted about it before that post was put. That one was the 6th of January. This right here was December 18th. I had mentioned that when a guest was on my island for a long period of time, the server reset and all changes made to the island since the server was opened are reset. If the server was opened or edited, as if the server was never opened or edited. So when I went to the island again, I had taken out some chests, which I just explained, or even from the minions too, they would still be there. Anything I had built or destroyed would have been reset. I first noticed this on a day when there was a couple updates for the server reboot. I noticed some items were deleted for being blacklisted items, but not all. This would include tools, occasionally minions, occasionally enchantment books, and of course anything that had to do with buying with bits, anything with gems, stuff like that. Now, this was the most detailed thing I had for reproducing it, but it did not work on every island. Basically, I had someone visit the island. I didn't even tell them all the time to visit. Sometimes someone would just randomly visit me. If it had been open for like 10 to 20 minutes, as I mentioned, and had taken items from chests for minions, it would reset the island. Once it is rebooted from a server reboot, which was actually false, it could actually reboot from just them leaving or their game crashing. If I came back, I would find the duped items in the chest. I hadn't been having it happen anymore, which is why I said that, but that was actually false. It happened a bit after that. This was the response I got, just a default response, and it was immediately closed. This is why the next one I did was on the 6th, the day I bought that 2.1 Bill Midas. Here is where I reported it again, saying this is my second report about my island duping items whenever guests came over. This is where I also showed them this picture right here of me selling a whole bunch of netherworts when I had a billion coins in my purse. And here's another picture of a whole bunch of enchanted blaze rods. That's the only time I really sold any blaze rods, and that was 750 million worth. That was one large chest, and I got that in not much time. I ended up filling up 6 or 8 large chests of mutant netherworts, and I was able to do that 3 times an hour. That was making me about 6 billion coins. And I show right here, I do not have the collection. And here we are back at the first picture again. This is the first reply I got for this, since reporting is the issue still occurring. Since I had reported this, and then immediately after reporting this, I deleted the island, of course not. I was current, as mentioned that I had everyone leave it, so stop. After 4 of us had left, I had one of the 2 remaining people attempt to replicate it again. They said that it failed, and it did not do anything else. Minikloon here asked for a time zone and server name. I didn't really know how to respond to this because it was happening constantly. But I gave him my time zone, and when it started happening, I mentioned how it happened the first time. I had a friend AFK on our island with an ult for social XP while I was building a giant mountain. The lobby reset, and when I came back, all of the mountain that I had been building was gone. A couple days later, after this happened a couple times that day, one of my friends came and visited again, and I had taken something out of a chest. When I came back to the island after they had left, as well as myself, I found out that the item was still in the chest. This is when I first found out that it was actually reoccurring and it wasn't just from server reboots. To figure out more about the specifics, of course, I found out with my friend, with one person still leaving, but one person still on it, replicating it. It definitely needed at least 6 people. I'm not sure if that's entirely specific. It might be Ironman only as well. But there were also 2 people who we had invited after we had 6 people, which I had the 8th co-op member slot unlocked, but it wouldn't let them join. So we had 6 people. It was Ironman. There was a guest visiting the island, and that was causing it to crash. This was a very serious game-breaking bug, and this is still under pending. The other one was closed. That is about all the information I can really give. The only real item I transferred over, I can show you on who has it by going to the Skyblock. The person who currently has it is Azino. He has been playing for over 20 months, so obviously it is possible for him to have actually gotten it if he had been working for it, but this right here is the Midas sword that I dropped him. And he has recombobulated it since then, and then this is his normal Midas sword. Right now, all I have, I joined Zoram on his main profile, which he had been in it for 6 months longer than since when I joined, so he had enough money for me to get some good stuff. And there's currently still over 250 mil. So it is not that sus that it's a 2-month-old profile, and proof that I have actually played for a long time. This is my oldest still remaining profile. It is 2 years old. I had been out of this island for 17 months, so the stuff I have on here right now is not that good. I did bring over my Enderman pet from the other profile and a precursor eye. However, the other member who's still currently in it, Wolfliker, he has been doing most of the stuff on here, just using minions and interest to make a whole bunch of money. He actually has over 40 million lapis collection because he had him down for so long. And that's about all I'm going to put for this video.